Russia.
Yeah, that's what the Balkans were about. I mean, when you take the big color revolution of 1917, 1918, we're on record. New York and London banks publicly funded the Bolsheviks, tens of thousands of terrorists with weapons and trainloads of gold to go in and blow out the czars, who were, not saying are perfect. The point is that was the British cousins knocking off their other cousins, the czars, on record. And, they killed 40 million people. This is what they do.
That's right. That's exactly what they do. And the Russian established government at that time, the monarchy, was getting hit from both sides. They had the Germans on one side attacking them, and then they had the Red Forces against the White Army getting it from the other side. It was a brutal situation.
Absolutely, and they know what they're doing, but if the public is aware of these operations, they fall apart. And you're right, more and more, their false flag ops, their NATO options, the different systems that they've been using are blowing up in their face. They are not working.
Well, we can't let government get away with what they got away with some years ago in BCCI. And this is what the Stanford thing is, I believe. I'm only guessing at this point, but I do know that the employees that Stanford had in Venezuela were paid by the Central Intelligence Agency.
I got to stop you again. I know I said I was going to let you go, and I want to go to calls, but quick break. We'll do 4 more minutes on the side. Plug the newsletter, too. Because I forgot last segment, I said I wanted you to talk about that, the Madoff things, the Stanford deals, more and more of these Ponzi schemes, always with national security being declared around them. What is the point of all the money, these business fronts where they put Wall Street money in to go infiltrate countries, including our own, and they do it by stealing police, firemen, and teachers' pension funds. And they somehow told everybody, go out and play. The world's a wonderland. It's safe. Have fun. Leave your government alone. Let them operate in secret under national security. Then we got used as military slaves. We lost our freedoms. We got taxed to fund the New World Order. And now they're really getting ready to make us serfs. They're fully dropping the hammer. They're done just using us. They want to make us basically bankrupt slaves, so we have no economic power to have jobs, to go to college. The globalists constantly say they want poor, stupid serfs living in basically squalor, compact city control grids. And it's here. History is nothing but empires and slaughter and death and evil people taking control. There's a few precious times when people of vision who love humanity have gotten in control. They've set up systems to tie down tyranny, to tie down government. And it's never been perfect, but under those systems, milk and honey flows. Creativity, inventiveness explodes. Renaissance. The globalists want to put us back into a post-industrial world, in their words. They want to control. That's what the carbon taxes are. This is hellish we're facing. Wake up. Stop being children. Join the fight of your life. We have a good chance of winning if you'll get up. The fake Christian churches are government paid for. They tell folks, lay down. It's the end of the world. Rejoice that things are getting bad. Jesus will be here soon. It's made up, folks. But even if it was the end of the world next week, you have a moral duty to fight evil and corruption. Bob Chapman, a comment on that, and then let's get your quick take on these Ponzi schemes. You had said, when the Madoff thing first broke, that you had intelligence sources on air. You wrote about in the newsletter that it was a scam with the U.S. government and Israel fencing the money. Then it did start coming out in mainstream news that he had government connections. He's allowed to stay in his house, ship gold and diamonds out. Obviously, one guy didn't steal $50 to $100 million by himself. They claim he ran it all himself. His sons have moved to Latin America. And then you said other Ponzi schemes would come out. And every time they do, there's all these intelligence agencies connections. And then a few weeks ago in 3 weeks ago in congressional testimony, the Securities and Exchange Commission said, we will not testify on this. We're declaring national security, presidential directives. This is a national security issue. And they were saying for 9 years, you were told this was a scam. And you did nothing. And they said, we declare national security. We played that clip here. That is an admission right there, Bob, that you were right.
And, the SEC have been on my case since 1967, and they have never let up. And they are nothing but a criminal organization. And they are working with the major brokerage firms, the banks, to perpetuate profit. They won't even put the uptick rule back in for shorting. They won't even stop making shorting. But they've got plenty of time to go and put small brokerage houses, small brokers, and newsletter writers out of business. And so the proof is all there. Madoff. It took hundreds of people to pull that scam. Where did the money go? They don't want to tell you. It's a state secret. The latest is the apartment worth $7 million or $70 million or whatever it is.
60 mil.
He is allowed to live in, if you can believe this. This man is a criminal, an admitted criminal. And it all belongs to his wife, so she should keep it. Give me a break. There's no way they're going to be able to prove that, because the only way she can keep that is to prove that those things were given to her by somebody else, and that is not the case. And do you think somebody or a number of people are going to go up and lie about having given her that apartment or having given her other things?
Look at how they're protecting him. And I don't know if you watched those hearings in Congress. I watched quite a bit of it, working on the Obama deception. They kept the SEC kept defending Madoff, saying it's not proven, he's not guilty, and they're like, he's confessed. And they said national security.
Well, that's the level that I operate at. And I'll tell you, I've nailed them time after time. And the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Corporation, is every bit as bad. And they're the ones who are in the COMEX and the commodity market. And the rigging in the gold and silver markets is in other markets as well. You saw what they did in deleveraging by bringing down the entire commodity market, oil included. And look where we are now. And then to go along with what you were talking about, carbon taxes, go one step further. Massachusetts and all of the big business leaders are for this.
A parking tax.
They want to put a gasoline tax of 26 cents a gallon on. That's one of the reasons they brought gasoline down, so they could do that. And next they'll have a UN gasoline tax, which will fund those international...
No, they've announced there's going to be a tax on children, a carbon tax. You can just Google that. It's all over the news how great it is. The very criminal bankers that have run all these scams now setting up world government where we pay our taxes to them. It's incredible. Bob Chapman, theinternationalforecaster.com. Folks get a free copy of it there, or subscribe. Get it twice a week electronically. Or how often does the hard copy that gets mailed out go out?
That goes out twice a month for those who are not on the Internet.
All right, so theinternationalforecaster.com. Bob Chapman, we'll talk to you again on Friday. So much is happening that we'll need you back on again. Thank you so much. Your knowledge and foresight and understanding of this is invaluable, and you continue to be proven absolutely dead on. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You bet. There goes Bob Chapman.